Hey, this is Anney.
And Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff I've Never Told You, a production of iHeartRadio. And welcome to another edition of Happy Hour. As always, with these segments, if you choose to drink or whatever you're choosing to do, please do so responsibly. It's just a nice, generally, we don't always succeed, but it's supposed to be kind of a winding down time or just a time where you and I can chat.
Yeah.
And hopefully you listeners enjoy it. Are you sipping on anything, Samantha?
I am on my bubble water, strawberry watermelon. Hey.
Nice.
What about you?
I've got a bit of a hot toddy situation. I had a bit of a late night that I'll talk about in a future episode. And so last night I slept really hard. And you know that feeling when you sleep really hard and you actually wake up kind of like disoriented?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, my throat was I think I was breathing very deeply. But it was a very nice sleep. But I was just kind of this morning a little, whoa. But okay, as we're recording this, it is tax day.
It is tax day.
Oh, it is tax day. But it's also coming up on Easter. So, I mean, Samantha and I have made it clear we're not very religious currently. But I did grow up in a religious household. So I just kind of wanted to talk about some of the things that my family used to do for Easter. I did try to look into, usually when we do these holiday-based episodes, I can find several articles about women who are like, why are you making me make an Easter basket? So I did look into that. But Samantha, do you have any like foods that you associate with Easter or any memories that you have?
So one thing specific that I would always get growing up, I was an odd child that did not love chocolate. So the one thing I did like, though, was white chocolate, oddly enough, which is super sweet in comparison to. But my growing up, I always got white chocolate Easter bunnies. My mother made sure to have that. My dad loves dyeing eggs, so we would do that even when fighting. So we would have tons of boiled eggs. We're not actually doing that this year. I was told by my family that they weren't doing that because there's no children.
Eggs are so expensive.
But I'm also wondering if it's the egg prices, which would make me laugh hysterically. If you know my family, like that. But I don't think that's it. But I mean, maybe.
It could be.
It could be. But all of that to say is that's the biggest memory. Also that I would always get a book. And it was usually the old school Nancy Drew or Hardy Boy books that I would get at Easter. I don't know why I remember that, but I remember eating bits, and I would save it for like months, of my white chocolate Easter bunny while reading my new book. So that's something I do remember. What about you?
Oh, that's nice. Food-wise, we always had ham.
Yeah, that is an Easter favorite.
Deviled eggs, which I know you don't like, but old host of the show, Caroline, loves them, right?
It's favorite. She is so Southern and loves it so much, she has a specialized deviled egg dish. Yes. And my mother did too. My mother has several, the fancy version and then the Tupperware version. So you can travel with it.
Yeah, my mom did have that too. I forgot about that. Those were the two go-tos. And then usually like peas or asparagus. I've said it before, I was never a big candy person, so I'd usually get the candy and trade it for something. But my mom would she'd make these cupcakes that had like the green coconut grass on top, and then like the pastel M&Ms as eggs. And I loved those for some reason.
Probably a good memory. I just saw edible grass yesterday, and I was like, "What is this? Why is this a thing?" Because you have the Easter basket, and that has the grass and all that, and that's exactly what it looks like. But apparently, it's edible. I guess maybe you put that on like food stuff as well. Like if you do a specialized cake that you want to be over the top, because it's not the coconut thing I've seen for years. That is Gen X boomer tradition. But like the edible grass is new to me. So I'm very I'm like, do they put this in the basket and tell you to eat that too? Like
I have questions.
But I will also want to add, my mother used to make like the fancy baskets for people to have, like care package baskets. So our baskets were very pretty.
The baskets can be very pretty. My family only did that once And then we found them before we were supposed to find them, and they got mad, and so they never did it again, which is fair. I don't understood.
Ruin the surprise. They take it back. That's what they say about Santa Claus too.
Which, by the way, I never believed in the Easter Bunny. I believed in Santa Claus for an embarrassing amount of time, but I never believed in the Easter Bunny. But anyway, I was a very competitive egg hunter. Oh. That was my favorite thing. And to the point they put in rules specifically for me where I couldn't. I had to, everyone else got a head start.
I was going to say, did you have to sit back like 5 minutes?
We had like gold eggs and I was only allowed to find one. It was so frustrating.
That's mean.
There's a picture where I'm like glaring. I obviously can see it and I can't get it. I was so mad. But that was my favorite part of Easter. I loved it. But I can only imagine like how much work that was for my mom to put all the stuff in there and then hide the eggs and put that together for us. Something else I found out is a Southern tradition, which completely makes sense to me when I read about it, is the whole Easter dress thing.
I was only Southern. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. My family, my grandmother sometimes would take me out to get an Easter dress. I hated it because I was so insecure with my body. But I did like the getting of the dress. But, you know, as an adult, I definitely don't do it. She was like the person that did that for me, no one else. But I learned it was a Southern thing. Like, you know, women in the Easter dress. Yes.
The families have to match. Like for my sister specifically, she did that. My parents did too. Don't get me wrong, because it was Easter Sunday. You go to service, you have that dress. Everything is in pastels. I remember all of my pastel, not all of them, but some of the pastel dresses. But like, yeah, having that perfect picture on Easter Sunday with your basket.
Yes. Yes, I have one. Hunting. If we still post it on social media, I have a picture of my family that is exactly that. All the kids look semi-miserable.
That's about right.
And I'm looking at the eggs. I'm already like, where are they? But I did enjoy it. You know, the sad thing is like, during the pandemic, my mom, that was one of the things we tried to do is we tried to get together for Easter because she would still put on the Easter egg hunts for me.
The amount of money you got from those Easter egg hunts, I was like, okay, first of all, we only got candy, but we got more real eggs than anything else.
We'd rake it in, man. But that's why the golden egg it had $20 in it.
Yeah.
Also, I remembered that was one of the final death knells of me and my ex-boyfriend is we were dyeing Easter eggs together with my mom. And my mom was like, don't you have a crush on this other guy? And I was like, Mom. And he left early.
Out your business on Easter.
She did. He left. He was my ride, and he left. I was like, okay,
in front of your mom
fair.
too? Oh, he did not care. Fair. That relationship was over. If he left you in front of your mom, nah.
It was quite the thing. These days, I don't go home for Easter anymore, but I do make. Usually, it's more of a spring thing than an Easter thing, but I make like a spring pasta or something, like something very bright. So that's what I'm planning on doing this year. But I do have a lot of fond memories with it, especially the Easter egg hunting. That was my favorite. So I would be really curious, listeners. We always love hearing about other people's traditions or memories. So please write in with those or anything you celebrate like that. We would love to hear it. You can email us at hello@stuffmonevertoldyou.com. You can find us on Blue Sky at Mom Stuff Podcast or on Instagram and TikTok at Stuff Mom Never Told You. We're also on YouTube. We have a TeePublic store and we have a book you can get wherever you get your books. Thanks as always to our super producer Christine, our executive producer Maya, and our contributor Joey.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for listening. Stuff Mom Never Told You is a production by iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, you can check out the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.